Hello everyone, it's still Mercy Emmanuel Wogo, your developmental disability specialist, and it's a new week. In this new week, I will basically be looking at speech delay and language delay. As an individual working with people with diverse learning or developmental difficulties, one of the challenges I have seen that parents don't really know how to differentiate, or not just parents, even some people, some professionals who work with special needs children don't really know how to differentiate is speech delay and language delay. Let me let you know that speech and language are both distinct aspects of communication development in a child. So when is a child said to have speech delay, and when is a child said to have language delay? Let's look at what speech is all about first before we go down to the delays that we can have in there. Speech has to do with production of sounds. Okay, production of sounds. It can be vowel sounds, it can be consonant sounds, and these sounds are not just being produced for production's sake. From the two sounds coming together, you can form a word, and from the words you can make simple sentences. So when there is a deficit in the ability of a person or an individual or a child to be able to imitate sounds correctly, don't forget that the child can imitate sounds. I might want a child to say ah, and the child is blabbing. There are also sounds, but the child is not imitating it correctly. So the ability to imitate sounds correctly, put the sounds together to form words, put the words together to form sentence. That is when you have proper sound productions. When that happens, there are so many articulators that are coming together. The lip, the tongue, the teeth, the cheek, the jaw, and then the voicing it, the ability to voice it. Because there are some children that you are prompting for sound production and they just get to open their mouth and no voicing. There's no voice in. They are imitating your articulators, but they are not adding voice to it. So voicing is very, very important in speech production. And what is language? Language is the ability to understand and express. Okay, so when we talk about language development, we are talking about receptive language and expressive language. So when it comes to expressive language, is what you are able to say, what the child is able to say. When it comes to receptive language, is what you are able to comprehend and process. Okay, so when there is delay, of course, that means if there's delay, speech delay, means that there is limitation or difficulties in the ability to produce the sounds correctly using the correct articulators and making words as well as making simple sentences. And when there is language delay, means that the child or the individual is not understanding, is not processing information, is not processing language, does not have vocabulary, is not using language to produce, to communicate. Okay, so for instance, you can ask a child, what is your name? And the child repeats, what is your name? Meaning that the child does not have the comprehension to respond to the question, what is your name? So you see echolalia setting in. Echolalia is when there is a repetition of what was said to that child. So what is your name? What is your name? Meanwhile, you ask another child, what is your name? You say, oh, my name is, or just one word. So that comprehension is there. So when a child lacks comprehension in language, is looking at the child wants to drink water but is not able to say the water, no expressive language, then you can say that that child has language delay. So both speech delay and language delay are the difficulties that one can have in the communication development. So I know that you might have one or two questions. Feel free to put it down in the comment section, and as well as if you know better, why don't you share your thoughts in the comment section? Reach out to us and then we get to talk together. You learn from me, I learn from you, and together we improve the life of those living with language or speech delay. Together we win the war. So please do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you are yet to do so. Thank you.